When we are working in Snowflake, we face a lot of objects like stored procedures, functions. So when we are using all these things as part of data business transformations or working with the logical data, then it is very important for us to even go and understand what are the logs that are used in our Snowflake account. When we face some sort of issue, when we face some sort of errors, then these logs we have to go and verify so that we have to run it smoothly for our effective query transformations. So now, when we have to run these logs very effectively, the Snowflake, it has invented a unique feature called event tables. So these event tables, you can go and use it as a regular table itself, but these act very importantly to just show what are the different log details of a particular user. So what exactly am I talking about and how we have to work on event tables? So let's work on it. Hi, I am M. Asif Hussain from KnowHow Academy. What are we going to learn in this video? We are going to learn and understand what are the event tables in Snowflake and how we have to create it with the help of stored procedures. So by the end of this video, you could able to get an idea on what exactly is a database logging, event tables, how we have to work on stored procedures. So watch till the end. My dear viewers, whenever I am talking about particular logging information, then it's very important for us to know that first we have to identify that what exactly is the database are we talking about. Okay, so for this, what I'm trying to do here, I am creating a database with the details called logging. Okay, I'm creating one database with the details called logging. So what I'll do, I'll just go and create this particular database first. Then my database is successfully created. Now what I'm doing, after I have created a database called logging, I am going to create a schema, okay, a structure. So with the name audit, I'm going to create it with the name called audit. So this I'm executing it here. So after I create a schema, then as I told you that Power BI has invented a very unique feature called event table. So that event table we are going to create it here where it stores all the logging information. Okay. So if I just show you that I am creating and replacing one event table, I am creating what? I am creating one event table. So this event table with the name logging.audit.events. Okay. In order to make me clear what exactly is the table I am creating, that's where I am going and creating one table with logging as a database, audit is a schema, and events is my table name. Okay, so that's how you have to represent a table. So when I'm going and executing it, this table events, it is successfully created. So now after I have created the event table, I am going and altering my account, whatever the Snowflake account I am using it. So set event table equal to, I am setting up that particular event table with my table, that event I have created. So I'll go and alter this one. As soon as I have clicked on alter, we can see that the statement executed successfully. Alright. So now what I'm doing, I have created a database, then I have created a schema called audit. With the help of my schema, with the help of my database, I have created one particular table called events. So now what I am doing here, I am going and creating a stream object. That's very important. Okay. So I am going and creating a stream with append only comparison. I am only comparing it in an append perspective on this particular event table. As I told you that logging is my database, audit is my schema, events is my particular table name, and whenever it is append only, I am considering it as true. I am considering it as true. So now what I am doing, I am going and executing it. I'll click on execute. We can see that the stream append only comparison is successfully created. Append only comparison, it is successfully created. So now what I am going to do is that I'm going to retrieve the particular information. So in order to retrieve, in SQL Server also, we go and use select star from table name, select column names from table name. So whenever we use this, we will fetch the information. So in the same way, I am going and writing the same query. So in the same way, I am going and writing the query select a star from this particular logging database, audit and events. All right. So when I execute it, we can see that we have got the particular table, okay, but there is no query to be processed. In order to get that, I am going and creating a procedure, okay, as I told you. So whatever the event tables we are going to create with the help of stored procedure. So now what I'm doing, if I just walk you over this particular query, create or replace, I'm creating a procedure with logging.audit, which is my database name and a schema name, and my stored procedure name is sp_event, and the data type I'm choosing it here. And now whatever it returns in a varchar, but everything is not null. Okay. So what is the language? Language is SQL. As begin, I'm writing the select statement. So limit to 10. Okay. It will limit up to the 10 customers and it will show us that in the output. And whatever the executions, whatever the errors and warning messages, so that we are going to get it here. And as I have written begin, I have to end it. Okay. So let me go and execute this particular query. Alright, so the function sp event successfully created. What happened? It is successfully created. So now if I just walk you here, I have alter command. I'm using alter. The procedure, whatever the procedure that I have created, that I'm choosing it here. I am setting the log level as information, the log level. And in the same way, when I go and execute it, okay, that particular statement will be executed successfully. But do not worry, I will show you the output at the end. And in the same way, what I am doing, the log level, okay, so the procedure and I am setting another log level is equal to error. Okay, so let me go and execute this one as well. As soon as I have executed it, that particular statement is also executed successfully. Now let us see. So as you all can see that when I have executed it from logging database, audit particular schema, append only comparison, then what I'm going to get? I am going to get the timestamp when I have executed it. I have got the observed timestamp, and as you can see that the resource attribute, this is very important, resource attribute. What are the resources? As you can see that I have got it from the database user is Asif Hussain, the database ID is 13, the database name is logging, this executable ID is 7026, and what is the executable name, that name also we have got it here along with the procedure also. And as you can see that I am using the account admin, the query ID, the schema name, what is the session role, every single information of that particular warehouse that I am working on, all those things we are going to get it under the resource attributes. And you can see that the record type is log. Okay, so that's what, as we have seen it, the record type is log. And you can see that the record text, the severity text, and we are going to get the record attributes. What are the record attributes? Okay, so every single information about the particular logging details, that's what we are going to get it here. And if I now retrieve it, the tables logging.audit.events, okay, we are going to get all the events that we have done. Okay, so what we generally do, this we can even do it in SQL Server also. Okay, in SQL Server also, what generally we do, we write all the system information, system name. Okay, so what is the host name ID, so all those informations from the system database, everything we get the login information, when, who have logged in, on what particular date, what particular time, on which server name, what is the host name. So we get all these details, in our SQL Server. So in the same way, in our particular Snowflake also, what we are going to do, we are going to get every single information very similar to that particular SQL server. Here also we are going to see the login information, what is the resource attribute, who have logged in, on what particular database they have logged in, what is the warehouse that they have used. So every single information we are even going to get it in particular Snowflake, but the only difference is that they are system built-in functions. So here what we are going to do, all these are that we have it, login info, log error, log warning. So what all I have mentioned here, all these are also the system built-in functions. Okay, so that we use it with the help of procedures. So these kind of stored procedures and functions, whatever we are going to use, these are the objects, So that we are going to relate it with our particular event table, which is the new feature that Snowflake has given it to us. With the help of these event tables, we can able to grasp, we can able to get all those different types of the events, what a user has done in the particular Snowflake account, we are going to get. So this will be helpful for us in order to have the safe and security purpose as well. So as this will be helpful for any person to check out, so who has logged in on what particular, with what all credentials. This is one of the interesting factors. So my dear viewers, today in this video we have learned what is event table in Snowflake and how we have to create it in Snowflake. Thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy as your source for IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate the tech world. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you. Stay curious and keep learning.